Hey y'all, it has been 3 weeks since our last video. We planted garlic the week of Halloween, or the weekend of Halloween. So we're gonna go check it out and see if there's anything going on down in the garlic bed. Here's our little garlic patch. Has several inches of wood chip mulch down on it. And if you remember, we just pulled back the mulch and we threw the garlic in there, and looky here. There's one, there's two, there's 3, 4, 5. I think we planted about 25. I haven't counted 25 yet, but there are lots that have already sprouted and are coming up due to the warm temperatures. But it's all starting to come up, and I just wanted to show you how easy it is to plant garlic and to grow it. You don't have to do much. It is a beautiful November day, about 60 degrees, very little wind, and looky here. Guess who made those big old holes? Yes, the chickens. We've been letting them out more because we have pretty much everything fenced off now that they can't get to. And so they have been really going to town around the trees, around the fruit trees, and that is totally fine. They're getting bugs and grubs and things that bother us. But I'll come around here, throw some compost around and more wood chips on top. So this is great. They actually pull it back for me and prep it for me before I put my stuff down that I need to. Let's go check out the garden. It's a little messy. One side looks great. This side over here is completely prepped for fall, and I'll tell you how I do that. The other side, not so much. It is a complete disaster. So this is a section where we are expanding all the way to the electric fence. We started on it a couple weeks ago, but guys, it's deer season. The weather has been crazy. I've been under the weather myself too. I haven't been feeling good, and so we just haven't been able to get out here. I was hoping to do a step-by-step video of how to prep a garden for fall, but that may not happen. It may be more like how to prep a garden in the springtime, but we'll talk about that in a bit. So because our garden's in a low-lying area, I am still working on building the soil and raising it up. And so to do that, we bring in some composted horse manure from a farm down the road, and this is what we use to elevate our soil. I lay it down in the fall, and it decomposes, and it's ready to plant in the spring. And so we tried that this past year, and it worked great. I didn't have any problems this year when I was growing. Everything grew really well in it. And actually, I could grow some root vegetables that I've never been able to grow before. So we get a pile of this in the fall, and then we will put it in our beds right now in the fall so it can sit. So you may be wondering, why do all this prep in the fall when it's getting ready to snow and not to have anything growing out here for the next 6 months? And there's a couple reasons why. Number one, it's not so hot out here, and it's enjoyable to come out in the fall on these nice warm days in the fall and get your harder work done. Number two, this ground fed me all spring, summer, and is still feeding me now as we are eating the harvest that we've done. It fed me all year long, and so this is the way that I give back to soil. So when we put down compost and the mulch, it's like a thank you so much. Rest while you can, because 6 months from now, we're gonna be asking you to work for us again. And number 3, it does so much for your soil health. All the microbes and stuff, there's still a lot of life under all this mulch. When I was raking things back, and this is the time that I weed, you'll be able to see some of the weeds in the pathways. I don't weed a whole lot when it's hot. I weed now. And when I do that and I'm digging down, I see all kinds of activity. There's worms, there's mushrooms, there's all these decomposers that are going to work underneath the soil. The soil is a living thing, and so I treat it as such. We don't leave it bare. We make sure that we always have it covered, and so it's ready. Number 4, is time is your friend when you're doing a no-till garden. And no-till gardening can be tough at the beginning because you need that extra time. It takes about 3 years to get that buildup of really healthy soil. We'll be on year 4 next year, and so the 6 months that you can get in the fall of your soil decomposing and doing all the healthy things that it can do is beneficial for you. That's why we wanted to get the expansion done this fall, but I think winter might be coming like in 2 weeks, so we may or may not get that finished, and that's okay. We're doing lots of other important things for our family right now too. Let me again just go through the steps of what we do to get our beds ready for the winter. Number 1, we put down the horse manure. We also include coffee grounds in that. We put azomite down. You can do any amendments that you think your soil needs. Those have been azomite and coffee grounds are just the things that we find that are the most beneficial for us out. Years past, we've added chipped leaves. You can also add stuff from the garden that didn't have any disease or anything on it. I've added eggshells in the past. I'm not doing that this year because I'm still finding eggshells from like 2 years ago in the garden. So they're not decomposing out here like I would want them to, or as quickly as I want them to. But now I don't have to worry about this until spring. I'll be able to pull the mulch away and put seeds right down in there, or our transplants right inside. So everything's all ready for these beds to plant in the spring. So here was the issue, and here's the hang up. We had this fence going all along the side here, and because we buried it to be rabbit proof, we just could not get it up without digging pretty much a trench to get it out. And so now we have to fill this with some fill dirt that we have and some manure to be able to do anything. So it's another step in the process. It's one of those things like, you got a fixer-upper and then there's something else that you have to fix. So this is kind of what's happening to us right here. And as soon as we get this done, we'll be able to see these corn rows. You can see the old corn roots. We'll just extend the corn rows down, and then we'll put up 2 more trellises for tomatoes. That's the plan. It may not happen till spring, and that's okay, because the other side of this garden looks great and gorgeous and ready to be planted in. Thanks for joining me today on that little quick how to get your garden beds ready for fall. Hope you guys have a wonderful Thanksgiving with your family. Stay healthy, and we hope y'all come back.